Hello, everyone, and welcome again to our Thursday Thoughts segment when we say goodbye to the gospel of the week behind and say hello to the new one to come. Now, last Sunday we had a wonderful story about Jesus appearing to his disciples, and they thought he was a ghost since they had seen him crucified and buried him in a tomb, and now he was back. And we talked about how the resurrection changed their entire worldview, indeed changed the entire world around them so they could view it in a different way. And in the midst of that sermon, I said a little tidbit that was a little interesting, I think, which is it's really hard to get people to go along with this because everybody is so convinced that they're right. Now, my son is 13. And he's discovered a show called Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay. You've probably seen it. It's where a famous chef who's from Britain goes into a restaurant that's completely failing and spends a week there and tells them all the ways to fix it. And my son likes it because A, the chef is authoritative, B, the people he's helping are usually kind of goofy and mistaken, and C, there's a lot of swearing, and when you're 13, picking up new swear words is really cool. But in any case, the commonality between these restaurants that are going down is really clear. Every one of those restaurant owners and half of the chefs think that they are absolutely right. And it's a real shock when Gordon Ramsay comes in there and says, "Wake up, look around you. This is not right. You're not doing the right thing. Whatever was in your head is not congruent with the reality around you." And he often says another thing, which is, if you want to find rightness, get out of your own space here and your own space that you've created in your restaurant and start listening to the people around you. Start listening to the people who are coming in and saying, "I'm hungry," and you're feeding them. Listen to what they want. Listen to what they need, and then you will have a new definition of right that actually works a lot better and is a lot more congruent with reality than the right that's in here and in this restaurant. We could learn a lesson from that a little bit. We're usually convinced theologically or because of our church tradition or whatever that we're pretty right. Jesus' resurrection tells us that we weren't. First of all, if we were right in the first place, he wouldn't have needed to die. Second of all, him coming back is such an incomprehensible event that even we church people don't talk very easily or talk very well about it. Instead, we celebrate rituals and substitute in dresses and eggs and 100 other things, but we don't still really understand the thing. And maybe we can't understand the thing. That's probably okay, because Jesus says to us the same thing Gordon Ramsay says to those restaurateurs. When you're not right, at least listen. And by the way, you can't be right. So start listening. Start listening to people that aren't you. Start listening to those 20-year-olds and those 10-year-olds and those 4-year-olds. Start listening to people from other backgrounds and other countries and other economic strata. Start listening to the people that I love, and whatever goodness you have, share that with them. Not just in your way, but in the way you learn as you listen to them. And when you do that, that will be accounted as rightness for you, even though you don't have it right in here and you don't have it right in there. There's one question that we should leave this reading with. That moment for the disciples changed everything. When's the last time an Easter celebration changed anything for us? Not very often, and not very much. Instead, we let it cycle around again and again, telling the familiar stories without ever being broken open the way this story is meant to break us open, without ever pouring out the way it pours out for the world. When's the last time Easter changed something for you? When's the last time when all of us admitted that we weren't right and started listening to the world? Think about that as we contemplate and remember this story from last Sunday. Now, next Sunday, coming up, we're going to talk about John 10, where Jesus is the Good Shepherd. It's comforting, it's warm, it's fuzzy, it's beautiful. Join us for that. In the meantime, find us at lightofthespirit.church, and we will see you soon.